Okay, perfect. So I have not seen many lesson templates at this point in my life. I'm still a student, obviously. But having said that, the ones I have seen certainly are not this rigorous. Um, Usually there's just one period of time that the lesson takes place in. It's not this compartmentalized. The lesson templates I have gone over usually try to teach one or two expectations, but to have like six at one time is a little daunting to say the least. Personally, I mean, I'm looking at this thinking that it feels counterintuitive to teaching because teaching is supposed to be visceral. And this kind of is the antithesis. It's not kind of, it is totally the antithesis of any sort of natural inclination. And I mean, maybe that's the point of it, but personally, I find trying to satisfy all these requirements to be just immensely difficult. So, yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is most of these lesson templates certainly are not this demanding and rigorous. So, what I find one of the three elements that I find challenging is anticipating any misunderstandings. How are we supposed to know what they know and don't know, or we'll have an easy time understanding or not understanding? I think personally, it's really difficult to anticipate problems anyway, and then to try to anticipate problems in the classroom is like another beast. I mean that could depend just on literally the weather, whether it's raining outside. Whether something's going on in the world, that's going to affect the children's focus or the students' focus. So I find anticipating needs is really difficult. I think walking them through the levels of difficulty with the subject matter, going from easy to hard, we lose a lot of students along that process. So, you take pre algebra, for example. Well, you lose a lot of students in the transition from pre algebra to algebra. So, making sure that you get the whole intelligentsia of the classroom from point A to point B is really difficult. Yes, you're always going to have those one or two that succeed, but there will always be, a good three, four, five, or six that don't get from point A to point B, and you have to make sure that happens. So, maintaining, as one of the expectations says, engaging and supporting all students. That's incredibly difficult because we're looking at all, not some, not most, but all. So I think that's a huge expectation for that element. And lastly, I would say finding the significance of what they learned. They usually don't understand the importance of what they've learned until afterwards. You could sit and talk until you're blue in the face about money and the importance of mathematics and the importance of the global economy and the importance of government and all this other stuff, but they're really not going to understand it until adulthood, or until they get later on in college. There are a bunch of life factors that will underscore what you've taught in the classroom and the significance of what you've taught. So I think it all revolves around anticipation and understanding all of the students. So I think those are all of the things that I find to be particularly challenging. And like I said, going from easy to hard, those are all things that require an enormous dedication and self introspection. I think a lot of these questions, all teachers should ask themselves every day. So this is obviously a lifelong lesson here that this template provides for us.